All right, welcome back. It's still Silverbirch today. Last week, we explored how technology is actually changing the way music is being created, distributed, and actually consumed. But here's the next question right now. A lot of people are actually asking today's digital world, what's more valuable right now? 1 million streams or 1,000 loyal fans? You heard it? 1 million streams or 1,000 loyal fans? Because behind every hit song is something even more powerful. The audience, who they are, what they like, where they stay, where they live, why they love your song, and a whole lot of other things, right? That's our conversation today. So we're taking a look at beyond streams, understanding Africa's new fan economy. And of course, not alone as usual, we have our guest for today, who's Uwem Brown, a music and digital marketing executive and audience growth curation strategist. He works as an intersection of music, technology, audience behavior, and digital growth. So Uwem Brown, welcome.
I'm humble.
So today, I got your name correctly, Full.
Yeah, you got it right. It's good to be back.
Exactly, nice to have you. So today we're looking at beyond the streams, right? Understanding Africa's new fan economy real quick, all right? So last week we talked about streaming. Today we're taking a look at the fans right now.
Yeah.
Why are audience becoming more valuable than streaming numbers? Before now, we had people say, "Oh, my streams have 10 million streams." Then we started narrowing it down to how can you have 10 million streams and you're organizing a show, roughly 100 persons are there. So now the conversations begin to shift from streams to where are the physical loyal fans.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that real quick.
All right, so a couple of things to take into perspective in order to handle that tech very well. We're coming from a dimension where artists have been stream farming, right?
Yeah.
And it's a thing, right? The black market of buying streams behind closed doors. And over time, the reality has been setting in that you can brag about or have that critical acclaim of having 20 million streams, 50 million streams, and when you are being called upon to have like an event that the numbers
nobody's buying tickets
boasting about is not showing up, right? So the thing is that artists are beginning to realize that it is not about them putting out a critical acclaim number, a vanity metric out there just to boast. It's about building something that is tangible, so that when it is actually right, they can see people who can purchase their music by getting tickets into their event and all of that. So it is moving from just having streams and into building a fan base, a community that you can always call upon to act when you need them to do something for you.
All right, so are all music fans the same? That's one thing. And are there different categories with different behaviors?
All music fans are not the same. Take, for example, if the late Victor Wiford today is releasing a song, if he was still alive, he drops a song, or maybe Fela Kuti.
Oh, yeah, Fela,
the fan base that will relate to such music are going to be like our parents or older set of people. If Whiskey drops a song today, you know that it panders to a much younger generation out there. So the fan base are different, and it is particular to what kind of music artists are putting out. For example, a Johnny Drill fan base is totally different from a Portable fan base.
Johnny Drill fan base are like loyal cult fans of Johnny Drill.
Beautiful. And it's a kind of, there's a certain way people find tunes, melodies, sounds, genres, how they take to it, how they listen to it, and that converts them to be the kind of fan base. And again, in terms of categorization, we can look at how we can break it into the pieces of those who have enough money to pay for a content in terms of how they subscribe, those who don't have enough money to pay for content but still want to find a way to enjoy premium content, and those who with their little small bit of devices, they still want to stay in between downloading and streaming. So the categories are broken down into high earners, mid earners, and low earners.
Interesting.
Yes. So real quick, this conversation reminds me of a couple of weeks back. An artist sent me an EP of 4 songs, and she was asking. She said, "Sugar, I need you to pick one that you think that's gonna blow me." I'm like, well, I'm not sure of blow, but I can see where we can get. But I listened to the song and I realized that she had this particular song that I feel would stand the test of time. But guess what? That was not even their priority planner at all. So she was tilting towards one, and she said, "Let's do this one. I need that viral moment." I mean, we're in the era of TikTok right now, where people just like, oh, let's just go viral. So this brings me to the question: what's the difference between building that viral moment, all right, and building a lasting community? Because what I was pushing to her was, let's put out a song that people will know this is you, and 4, 5, 6 months from now, they will say, okay, you're still here. Not like Nigerian songs now, lifespan is just 2-3 weeks is over. We're in an era that formulas and what panders into dance challenges, what the fans can quickly consume, music that solves today's problems, right? We are in that era, and it is quick, but again, there is something tangible when you are authentic. There is something tangible when you look beyond today and look at what will matter in the next 10, 20 years. So artists are falling into, for me, it's a certain trap, because one thing is certain: when formulas become replicated, when you are only focusing on moments and making music that will say viral context, it's just a matter of time. All those kind of music will be replicated, and once they are replicated, the same voices is multiplied everywhere, and it becomes a thing of fatigue in our ears. One moment you are out there, in a month, 2 months, you are off. So when this happens, the formulas don't last. What should matter is artists who look at how they can compose both the formulas that should save or solve today's problem and the kind of content that can bring them that long-time purpose when in 5 years, in 10 years, their music is being played and it still sounds very glorious and the same.
So data affordability is a thing. A lot of people can afford data to stream music. So how does data affordability also affect music discovery and consumption?
All right, we've seen a context that telcos partners with, like they come into the ecosystem, right, in the entertainment sphere, where they try to make things a bit easy. We've seen how they've broken down maybe top-ups, right, into affordable, like currency or bundles, such that people can use it to purchase and get in to discover and enjoy music. The situation is that if we are just looking at how much the audiences are categorized, we're saving just for the premium or subscribers, those who have enough power to pay for or subscribe for a content will miss out at a higher level ground, which has to do with the masses, right? That is where the game really is. So what data affordability does is allow everyone to choose where they can play in terms of what they should focus on getting or how they can discover music. So the guy on the street or the guy that is in the market still want to get into platforms and enjoy music, premium music, but he needs to find a way. And this is where that intersection exists between telcos coming into the system to help break these things down. So affordability has really expanded access, and it has allowed more users to come in and enjoy content.
Yeah, cool. Let's look at the business side of these things right now. You know, because I was posting certain stuff on YouTube, and we had this conversation with one of my friends, and he said, we need to increase our subscribers right now. And there's also been a lot of conversation about premium subscribers and just free users and all of that. And sometimes, you know, when sometimes you download any of the streaming apps, you know, sometimes without even you signing in, you can actually listen to a lot of great music. So how important is this free subscribers when you compare it to the premium subscribers?
Okay, so both of them are very important. Now, from the product aspect, when you get into a product or an app, I want you to, or the owner of the product will want you to enjoy for a period of time the services they are offering. So they open it for that freemium packages, and they allow users to like enjoy the content, navigate around the product, and get used to it for a period of time when they are being opted to become premium users. It is just a game that from that aspect, product is presented that way so that it could be accessible. But from the artist's point of view, a freemium user is going to be the best gospeler of your content. If I can enjoy your music and I like it, I would like to share it. If I have access to it, I would like to share it. I would love to share it. I would love to talk to other people about your music. However, at some point, that artist will need to convert the freemium user into a premium user, because that's where the money is. In fact, that's where the product also makes money. That's where the artist will also get the paid users streaming for him to get paid. So it is the dimension of both from the product and also from the artist's perspective. Everyone knowing when to play a game of allowing people to come into the system, to come into the apps, enjoy the content, and now being moved to a paid subscriber.
Okay, all right. So should you think, to be able to build a loyal fan base now, should artists focus on viral moments or streams, or just focus on building a community? Which one?
Again, like I mentioned earlier, viral moments serve today's purpose, and when it is replicated, there is a fatigue, and once the fatigue sets in, your voice is lowered, and at a period of time you may not be remembered again. If you pay so much attention in building viral moments, it can go as far, but how long can it sustain you? So the real goal is, what kind of business are you willing to build around those viral moments? That's the first part of it. Now the second part of it is communities will sustain you, right? Because you're looking at a set of people who are very loyal to you, who can go out and fight. We all know what FC does.
Yeah.
Of course,
anytime anyone is coming after whiskey,
30 BGs,
beautiful, ravers, and all of these.
Sorry, who are the ravers again?
Forema.
Right.
Sorry guys, I didn't know.
Yeah, ravers are Forema. So all of them will come after you. Like, they are like the soldiers of the artists, right? They don't have guns, but they are ready to kill for the artist. So if you build just for viral moment, you make the minutes or the moments or outcomes like have the quick result. But if you build loyal fan base, they stay with you, they grow with you, you groom them into a generation of followership that will last as your career also expands and grows and lasts.
Nice.
Great. So for a young artist, an art or fast rising artist right now, which do you think is preferable for them? Most of them want to probably show you that, I remember having this conversation with an artist. He was like, I'm not supposed to be an upcoming artist because I have 1 million streams in one of my songs. And I'm like, but do you, if I play this song now and I tell people to call me live on the radio, do you have fans that will call you? It was like, let's try, and behold, we did. And we didn't have much people calling. And I was like, okay. Now that brings me to the conversation, which should, an upcoming artist focus on?
Okay.
Should it be having that millions of streams, or focus more on building loyal fans that will follow you anywhere you go?
Both works. At some point, before the streaming era, we had blog, where we have music being spread across board with the use of widget, and there was many downloads, huge numbers of downloads. And what artists will do is that those songs are being played everywhere. They will take that conversation, that little metric, to companies and ask for the endorsement, right? And that was a way for them to just find something that can pay them off just giving the music for free. Today, it has changed. Streaming tells you have 1 million streams, 2 million streams, 3 million streams. And that doesn't really mean that with those million of streams that you are making an impact. For example, the way it is being paid, streams being paid, is regionalized. For example, in our area, that's sub-Saharan Africa, for Spotify, for example, I think the payment is around 0.006, something of that range. Now, in the US market, it is around 0.0026, a huge difference. So, no matter your number of streams, the pay itself is low. Now, if you focus so much on streams, if you focus so much on the number of streams that you have, which can give you a critical acclaim, conversations where you say, oh, I'm here, you miss out on something that is quite important in your journey. The fan base, the community is so important, because it is like a Christian is saying, I want to preach the gospel, and he doesn't have people who will evangelize for him to actually preach the gospel, like a pastor, right? That scenario makes it very hard for the gospel to really go through. But when you have a lot of evangelizers who can go to the street and talk to people about you, they can invite people to come and listen to your message. That's what it is. Your fan base, your communities will build you for a period of time. They will be the ones that will believe, that will stay with you through ups and downs, and they will talk to others about your music and keep you on the driver's seat. Whereas your stream will just be, from that start point, will be for that critical acclaim thing that you have to say, okay, I'm here, I have this million of streams. But both of them have a role to play as you journey into your career.
Okay.
Great. I mean, there's a whole lot we can actually have about this conversation right now. But looking ahead real quick, what does Africa's fan economy, all right, look like over the next 5 years? Are we going to be having, last week we explored what this particular group of people that actually have loyal fan base of close to at least 1,000 every Tuesday, where people go. So are we tending towards that part right now, where we have, what does African fan base actually look like in the next 5-10 years, basically?
Yes, so there's a projection that we will hit, I think, 30 million USD in terms of that economy in few years to come. But there is also an opportunity in terms of who can come into the system. Like I said last week, it is an ocean that allows everybody who has a bucket to come and fish. Are you willing to fish? And again, there is a situation where we have quality lists in terms of the kind of creators out there who are putting out content. So all of these matters. However, there is an aspect that is very important. For example, I mentioned earlier or last week that algorithms don't have opinions. It is the creators, the people that speak that algorithm now increase the visibility of whatsoever they put out there.
Yeah.
So all of these are important. We've come from an era of where people are now currently we're in an era that people are complaining about low quality content, like when we hear about the Olodo uprising thing. We need to move into an era that...
But is your Olodo movement really giving out low quality content, or they're actually giving out the high quality content that we need?
I think that the reflection of our societies, whatsoever they put out is their pain, their agony, what they've been through, how they perceive the war, and what they want the world to actually view as an aspect of them. So that's what it is. But the thing is, a lot of smart people will say, oh, this guy is doing low quality content, this person is churning out low quality content, but they're sitting back. And when you give the algorithm something to increase in visibility or visibility on, it will play on it. It doesn't have to wait for you. Again, if everybody stopped looking at or consuming this content, you will notice that there will be a drop off. But when we don't have a quality content that can oppose this other side, then the algorithm will always increase the visibility of whatsoever we see it is Olodo uprising. I think that's how it works, and I wanted to put that out.
Great. I mean, it's always nice having you, but probably before you go, someone has also been asking, how do we deal with loyal fans buying of loyal fans right now? Because I mean, we've had conversations of where there's a show coming up, and some certain artists invest in some of those fans, not even streams now, they go pay some of those people and say, hey, take a bus, load like 100 people, and bring them to this venue. Let it just look like they're enjoying themselves. How do we deal with all of that?
I think what they do is to incentivize audiences. Incentivize a group of people that they feel like they can get something from them, right? Once that happens, they just find a way to tell them, oh, we have this for you. Come and be part of what we're doing, then get this from us. So there's just a marketing strategy for them to get people. However, real loyalty cannot be bought. I mean, Wizkid can say hello on Twitter today, and it will run into millions of
exactly
posts and views, right? If Wizkid says, I want to do a show in Lagos and I need just 500K of my fan, I'm telling you, it will be chaotic, because the rest of the fans will say, we can't take it. You need to increase the space to get everyone in. So loyalty can't be bought. You can incentivize as much as you can, but you can't buy loyalty. Everything goes back to how authentic you are, how purposeful you are, how you've moved from the space of being a corporate artist to the community, to the domain of actually relating with your fan bases. That's very important, because I see like upcoming artists, when you said, oh, I have 1 million streams, and you ask him, if I play your song, will people call him? So that particular artist, for example, is believing that his streams is as important as him having a direct, loyal interface with his fan base. Let me put it that way. So what that means is playing a bubble game. He has to move from that place of being corporate to actually relating with the fans, giving them purpose and being authentic in their faces to always drive them at his response.
So what should every creative actually focus on right now in today's music business?
I think most importantly, you need to fix your craft in terms of building a business around it. Understand the education of music and understand the finances around music. Just go and learn everything about music, because there's a level to what your creativity, where it can take you to. You are always in a paranoia state because you need to create. And the function of you understanding your legals, understanding how you can bargain for more, like extracting more value from what kind of label inclinations is put in front of you, and also understanding what to do in terms of how you can bring more money back to yourself, right, is very important. So build that education around your music, understand music business, then be authentic, move to the domain of your fans where they exist, try to be in their faces every blessed day, and cut in bit of your content in smaller format for them to actually relate and consume. Also move to where the money is.
Where the money is.
Yes.
That's very
use
important.
Use data to point at how
not
you
instinct.
can move to where the money is, because it is very important that insight will tell you that people in Egypt or Algeria are listening to your music when you have just 1 million streams in just West Africa.
Sure.
Right? So if data is telling you that you have a lot of people in the northern part of the country actually listening to your music, it means you can go there and make a call maybe for 100 or 200 people, buy a ticket and come to your show, and there will be a response. So data is very important as we move along.
I think that this is a really nice question to have, and when it comes to data and of course understanding what tech, where the money goes, where the music is, it's always connecting, and tech always helps us to point that perspective. So thank you so much for coming to really let us understand what the future of music is, what the future of entertainment
thank you for having me.
is. So we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we have lots more conversations on the show. Stay with us.